15 years ago, I created a video about the things that I liked about Bridgeland in Cypress, Texas. A lot's changed since then. The question is, have my likes changed? Since Bridgeland's much bigger now, I'm breaking it down village by village, starting with the original, Lakeland Village. So in 2011, I sat down and did some videos on things I liked and didn't like about neighborhoods in the Cypress, Texas area. Back then, my very first video with my likes and dislikes was Bridgeland.
For video number one, I'm going to talk about the things I like about the master plan community of Bridgeland in Cypress, Texas, off Fry Road, south of Highway 290.
So I thought now, 15 years later, maybe it's a good time to come back and do a refresher. What do I like about Bridgeland now? What do I dislike about Bridgeland now? So this is kind of the first of those series. Going to kind of get back up and running, look at different neighborhoods, and why not start with the one that I started with before and talk about Bridgeland, specifically things that I like about Bridgeland, but not all of Bridgeland. So that's going to be the one thing that differs here a little bit, in that Bridgeland's now gotten a lot bigger in 15 years. So when I did this video in 2011, there was one village in Bridgeland, Lakeland Village. Now there is 4 villages in Bridgeland: Lakeland Village, Parkland Village, Prairieland Village, and Creekland Village. And you have Bridgeland Central. So there's essentially 5 villages in Bridgeland. They all have unique characters. They all have things that I like and maybe not like as much. So instead of doing all of Bridgeland, I am just going to talk about today Lakeland Village, and then in the future I'll talk about the other villages also. But to have kind of a comparison, apples to apples comparison on things that I like now compared to what I liked in 2011, it makes the most sense just to talk about Lakeland Village. Number one, first thing I want to start with is what makes Lakeland Village unique, and it was the first thing I started with in 2011.
Things I like about Bridgeland. The big thing you'll notice is there's no power lines, no lines whatsoever when you go in that subdivision.
There are no above ground power lines, so when you're driving through Bridgeland, you don't see the big telephone poles, the big wooden poles everywhere, and the wires streaming across the street or parallel with streets. It is just pristine landscaping. Greenery. So I think I might mention in that video, you turn down Bridgeland Lake Parkway if you're coming off of Fry, and it's like your blood pressure just goes down because it's so just nice. You got the lakes, you got the trees. Keep going down North Bridgeland Lake Parkway, you have Oak Meadow Park on the right with Cypress Creek bordering the north of the neighborhood. So it's just very tranquil, nice, serene zen. And it wouldn't have felt that way if they put the above ground power lines like a lot of neighborhoods do, including Bridgeland's subsequent villages. So yes, that is the first thing that I like then. Still like that now. The other thing I like, and maybe wasn't as much then, is just the greenery. I did mention back then that Bridgeland spent a ton of money, still does, on landscaping. So, but that landscaping has now had 20 years to develop because Bridgeland started in 2006. So now we have nice mature trees, we have mature bushes and landscaping. So now when you're driving down the main thoroughfares in Bridgeland, it's all just very robust and nice and green between all the landscaping and the lakes and all that kind of stuff. So, and speaking of the landscaping, the other thing that is very unique to Lakeland Village, compared to the other villages in Bridgeland and compared to any other neighborhood in Cypress and probably all of Houston, and this is kind of unique to almost every neighborhood, I would say, in the country, is that there are no houses that back up to main roads. So if you go to Parkland Village or Creekland Village or Cypress Creek Lakes or Town Lake, you have houses that back up to a main road with a brick wall between you and the main road. And so you're driving down these roads and you have like maybe a little green space, but then you have a concrete or a brick wall, and you see the back of houses. Lakeland Village and Bridgeland is totally different in that the houses, it's kind of confusing if you haven't been out here, but the houses actually face the road they're on, and then there's a green space, and then there's the main road. So when you're driving down, one, you have a lot more green space because you have the green space between the roads, and then you have the front yards and then the houses. But then also you see the nice part of the houses, right? So the front of the house is that part that the developers spend time, or the builders spend time making look nice. That's what most people see. So when you're driving down these roads, you are seeing that part of the house and not the backs of houses like you do through so many other neighborhoods. So kind of the drawback, a lot of people, if it's your first time driving through these neighborhoods, it's kind of confusing because you are literally parallel with another road. And a lot of people think that it's like a boulevard, like a split road, because it kind of looks that way with the median in the middle. So they may drive on the wrong side of the street. So something to be cognizant of if you are driving through Bridgeland, in that you may occasionally have someone driving down the wrong side of the street because they think it's a boulevard. So other things I like is just the number of lakes in Lakeland Village. There's a lot of lakes, a lot of bridges. It is called Lakeland Village. So they built it on lots of lakes. So lots of lakes, lots of bridges, lots of things to look at. The kayaking, the canoeing you can do through the lakes. The wildlife you see on the lakes is nice. Lots of birds and ducks and cranes. I've seen bald eagles. I've seen egrets, which I guess is a crane. I've seen beavers, nutria rats, so alligators, lots of wildlife you get here, which is kind of cool. So definitely something that makes Lakeland Village nice. The other parts of Bridgeland have similar vibes with the lakes, but Lakeland Village is just very nice and serene in that way. In the same regard, the parks in Lakeland Village, I think Bridgeland really went all out on the parks here. We have a lot of big parks. The original one was the Lakeland Activity Center, which has a big lap pool. That's where the swim team swims. It has a big sky slides for the kids to play on. It has parks. It has tennis courts. So lots of stuff going on there. Across the street is a nice pavilion for parties and events. And then you have Oak Meadow Park, which has the disc golf. It has fishing. It has paddle boats. It has just a nice wooded trail. It has a mountain bike trail that goes against the Cypress Creek there. So lots of scenery going through the trail there on Oak Meadow Park. And it's just heavily wooded. It's a different vibe. Again, I might have mentioned this in 2011, but Bridgeland was built on the Katy Prairie. So there's really no trees pretty much anywhere in Bridgeland. But Oak Meadow Park is with the exception of that, and that it's right next to the creek, so lots of big oak trees and pine trees and stuff. Speaking of trees, it has the Treehouse Park, which is great for pictures. It's a nice treehouse kids can play. Lakeland Village Park is a park right in the middle of Lakeland Village, and it has a heated pool, open year-round, which is nice. It has a skate park. It has a splash pad. It has tennis and pickleball courts. It has 2 dog parks, so one for big dogs and one for small dogs, and just some fields and other things to play at. Huge park. And then you have Josey Lake Park. Speaking of events, that has events. They have the birding tower in Lakeland Park, so it's a nice big long trail. You can go up and look at the different birds and the scenery on Josey Lake Park. So the parks definitely set Lakeland Village apart compared to a lot of the other sections of Bridgeland and other neighborhoods in Cypress. And then lastly, Lakeland Village, compared to the other villages, the property taxes are a little lower. So we're hovering around 3% here, 2.98 to 3% after homestead. Depending on the value of your house, you're looking at about 2.5%. The other sections in Bridgeland are closer to 3.25. So that's a nice benefit. The schools, great, same as Parkland, but you have Pope Elementary, which is always one of the highest rated elementary schools in Cyfair, right in the middle of the cove in Lakeland Village. And then you also are zoned to Wells Elementary, parts of Lakeland Village, or go to McGowan Elementary, and then everyone goes to Sprague Middle School and Bridgeland High School. So the schools are all top ranked schools. Definitely nice. And then we are getting a lot more shopping and dining. Before 2011, not so much, but now it's getting to be to where we have quite a few options in terms of nice places to eat, lots of places to shop. We now have 2 HEBs within, depending what part of Lakeland Village you're in, 2 HEBs within 5-minute drive to go to the grocery store. So very convenient and nice place to live. So highly recommend Lakeland Village. There are drawbacks, which I will discuss next time on my next video, but I just wanted to kind of go again with what I liked and things that maybe a lot of people don't talk about on all these videos, because there are a lot more videos on Bridgeland now than there were back in 2011 also, but most people are just more of what you'd hear on a marketing program. So this is more kind of unique, what sets it apart. One thing I didn't mention, because it's not really something I like, but it is make it unique, is all the sections in Bridgeland have roundabouts. So when you go, you're going into a different section of of Lakeland Village, because when you head into that section, you have to go around a roundabout. Again, completely unique to Lakeland Village. No other village in Bridgeland has that. I don't know of another neighborhood in Cypress or Houston that has that. So very unique, and just kind of neat that they all have the landscaping and stuff. So definitely a very unique village and unique neighborhood all on its own. But again, I think that's everything I have. So my name is Jim Mulholland. I didn't mention that before. My company is Cypress Real Estate. Feel free to call or email or get in touch with me if you have any questions. Thanks.